Yeah, we're back at it now.
Yeah.
Yep. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I don't know, it's a boy Abu just getting here representing for First Sports TV. As you can see tonight, not even an Arsenal jersey, but anyways, you don't know we got Jiggy Dan and we got
Represent for you and Greg.
Shane.
That this is intentional. Let's go.
Jamaica, you know. Wrong side, east side, Jamaica.
Yeah. So we should be having another guest or two in a short while, but we're not gonna have nobody waiting any longer. First, we didn't get to cover the Chelsea game, so we're gonna start there and then we get to the Farmers League. Yeah. So the Chelsea game, as expected,
You had to
what's that? Me never did expect Real Madrid to win. But I know it was gonna be a close game. And Madrid did nothing. They didn't bother Chelsea. It was a stroll in the park. If Chelsea had a striker, it would have reminded me something of like the Man U first leg with Roma. But Chelsea never take all the chances, but with that being said, they did enough to secure a spot in the final. But would even say it's a masterpiece by Tuchel because Real Madrid never offer nothing really. That's just how we see the game. Them not offer much. Benzema had should we say one or two decent chance, and Mendy came up big. And I don't have much to say on that game.
Well, we have to give them massive amounts of credit, right? Whatever we say about
Madrid.
Chelsea. No, we have to give Chelsea a massive.
Yeah. Me not downplay Chelsea, but me just say Madrid never show up.
Madrid,
Chelsea never let them do what they want.
It's twofold, right? So you have the part where you can say, well, Madrid had a lot of injuries, injuries to key players at key times, right? So if you look on the Lucas Vasquez era, you look on individuals who, again, play a pivotal role, Sergio Ramos, Varane, one of injuries, and they've been battling that all season. You know what I mean? I just felt like this game was won and lost in the midfield, where Chelsea's midfield was just they overrun the older and slower midfield that was Real Madrid. You know what I mean? Yeah. So therefore, I thought that if somebody like Freddie Valverde was available for both legs, maybe that could have changed it. But like you said, give Chelsea credit. It's a situation where you look at the two legs and they were dominant. As I say, if they had a better striker, or if them put away the chances, they would have been out of sight.
They would have been out of sight. Out of sight, yeah.
First half of the first leg. So yeah, we give them massive credit and they march on. Again, it's individuals that's forward into a full four. You say like Edouard Mendy, who again we love to give Edouard Mendy in credit. You know what I mean? I do think that still sometimes I'm liable for a mistake, but as far as a shot stopper, he's very good at that. You understand? When you look on the leaps and bounds, where somebody like Mason Mount forward on, you really grasp this and you really become a leader figure for that side. You see what I say? And we have to give him credit, you know. So yeah, Chelsea, the midfield really meshed together, and again they're a threat to win this whole thing. Go ahead, Jiggy.
Yeah. So actually, I watched the game last night after I reached home, and I think a couple of days ago I asked about Tuchel, you know, and where should we start to consider Tuchel when you talk about the different echelons of coaches, right? Because he has gone up against every single coach we consider a big coach this year, and he hasn't really lost. He's really set up his team to play well, and his tactics have held true. Like last game, Pulisic started, I think, he took him out, played Havertz. Havertz had a couple misses also. And you guys already said that if they had like a true number 9, the game would have been over probably from the first leg, because we discussed it in the first leg that they won 2-1. They missed several chances in the opening half. And then in this leg also, Havertz missed. And then Werner missed. And Pulisic was very cool and calm when he passed that ball in the second half. And then we have to also give respect where respect is due. You have Kante, who's probably arguable still the best number 6 in the world, right? Some people say Casemiro, right? But Kante is back from his groin injury. We thought it was age, but he is back and he has played a pivotal role. Now, some of the issues that we look at is that maybe while playing for Lampard, he was not used in his proper position. I found it questionable that you would take Kante out of his favorite number 6 role and put Jorginho there when I don't think we can measure them or we can compare them.
But
yes.
Hold on, Jiggy, I don't want to cut you. But you say Lampard, but it was the crackhead at Italy, man. He started that mess playing Kante that high up the field.
And it's not that of an outlandish thing, because look what Mason, right? So the idea is that Kante, one thing we think say him is just a defensive midfielder. The thing is he can play football too. You understand? Like he's really a good passer and he's in runner of gear. So I could see why he do that.
Me understand what you said, but me disagree. Me think the reason why him play Kante that high, him want win back the ball higher up the pitch so them can start the attack right then and there. But that's nonsense, man. Play the man in a truthful position.
Yeah. Me just try to get a devil's advocate reasoning why would I do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, but we look at it. So Chelsea have Rudiger, Christensen,
which was very good, and Rudiger really, and I swear, I'm sorry for cutting you again, but Rudiger looked like a real leader figure for them now. Really forward to the front. Go ahead, Jiggle. I'm sorry.
Another thing, no man, go ahead, man. Another thing is that in this game, Tuchel did something very slight that Zidane didn't pick up on. Rudiger was playing higher than the two than Christians, right? He allowed him to roam forward to get into that midfield. So if Jorginho was out of position, if Kante was out of position, Rudiger was the one who he went, because I think it was like in the 18th minute that Rudiger was like in the middle half of the opposing team, and I'm like, yo, what's going on here? And it's a slight adjustment he made because he figured that Zidane wouldn't see that coming. You know what I'm saying? And Rudiger had a phenomenal game also, I have to call it. But it's not like, so when you say we're going to move Kante out of position, and Rudiger is not your best centre half in the world, Christensen is not your best centre half, you're leaving them exposed because Kante protects those individuals, I would think, well, factually better than Jorginho. So that's why under Lampard, they were conceding so many goals, right? And then now, with a little tweak in the system, Tuchel has now, like most of the games, I think it was 70% of the games, he has not conceded any goals at all, right? So you put your best player in the position that they like to play best, and we'll take it from there. But yeah, I mean, Real Madrid didn't have an answer. Mendy made 2 brilliant saves from Benzema in the first half.
Yeah.
And that was
especially
it.
Nil.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when it was 0-0, and like from right there, so in them Chelsea go back down the field, go score. But that was just a wicked turn and strike by Benzema, and I was like, yo, again, these games it's so weird how it go, because Real Madrid when they kind of get a football, they kind of pass the ball, you know what I mean, like they can do, right? And then again that save kind of keep the game balanced and keeping at Chelsea.
Yeah, Modric was trying, but once Chelsea scored, the game was over.
The game was over, and Chelsea had the
mountain was too high to climb.
I'll see what you did there.
Yeah, next one, Bujo.
So we did cover the City game from Tuesday. So we moved to the Farmers League. First we go talk about United first. I
Man
actually
U,
never want to talk about United after the Shaka foul.
what is it, Man U and Roma.
Yeah, because I mean that game was already been won from the first leg.
Yeah, like I don't think we expected Roma to even put up a big fight because it was just too much. They don't score that much in the Italian league, anyways. And for me, all I would say is that I'm interesting to see. Oh, I said something earlier in the blog. The formation or the players, the schoolboy coach Ole put out today for Manu, it could arguably be their best lineup, right? And with the one exception of being, or two exceptions, maybe being Fred or Greenwood. Some people will have a discussion and say, okay, is Rashford a better finisher than Greenwood, right? Some people will say,
Rashford.
yeah. So that would be the question. Like you're paying Cavani, who we know is probably their best finisher. He's a seasoned veteran, and his movement is second to none, right? And you always need that in your team. But you look at a person who is young, like Greenwood, who also has the movement, but he also will pick the ball from anywhere, and his finishing is sublime for a young player, right? And then they put in Van den Beek. So Ricky mentioned that he thinks Van den Beek need more games, right? So in that number 8 role or whatever. So are you gonna play him or McTominay? The only issue there is Fred, right? He's not good enough on the ball to be playing at number 6 for Man United, So that is the issue where you're saying that who do you slide McTominay in that road? As a matter of fact, a Man U fan has suggested that Paul Pogba played the number 6 role, but no. that's to me that sounds kind of crazy because they were saying that if he plays there, he can start the play from deep, and while Bruno is playing more forward. We did see the brilliant pass that Bruno made to Cavani to score the first goal today for Man U, which Bruno has been doing over the entire season, right? So it's still arguable. Is it Greenwood or is it Rashford in that squad? Or is it Van den Beek or is it McTominay? So, talking about the game itself, it was a foregone conclusion. It's 8-4. There's not much to say other than that it was a dominant performance, which they should have done if you look at the talent of the team, right? And who they had on the bench and who Roma had on the bench.
Cool.
No, man. We give Man United massive credit. Give them massive credit, And in terms of the number 6 place, yeah, the best thing you can do is buy a number 6, right? Buy a number 6 if you can. Yeah, good night, Mr. Black.
Good night.
Then go buy a number 6. You can't just put Paul Pogba in there because he can't start a top string can do. Because he's not a tackler, right? So Wafi did a tackler. So you have to play him with somebody who is essentially a ball winner. You see what I say? Because all that will do is him go to exert too much energy trying to keep him. And again, that's not his game. So therefore, it's like square pegs in round hole. I think that's the saying. In terms of Man United, again, then go really. I don't know if they still can convince Edson Cavani if he's still. Them should hope they can, and I mean because he's been a real asset for them, and it shows what it is to have a good striker. A striker like him. So if they can convince him, if they can't, then they have to go get a real striker if they want to be a title pretender next season. So let's see how it goes. But again, it's a good win and then get to another finals. Hopefully Villarreal beat them.
Well, Shane, I was watching before I came on, and the same thing that you said was exactly the thought process I had was that Manu getting an actual number 6, go getting one because they have a lot of players who they try to put there and them trying to make all of this thing work, but really and truly they need a proper number 6. We keep going over this stat over and over and over again, but Paul Pogba's never lost a game for France that Conte has played with him. So whenever he has somebody like that beside him, his teams play good, and I think the Manchester United team would play better if they do have a proper number 6 playing on that team. But when I look at the overall Europa League, from the beginning, everybody was saying from weeks back, people were saying Manchester United was the best team in the Europa League. You know, so it is expected that they are in the final. You know, I think most people would say that if they don't win it, and a lot of people are saying it before, you know, they should win this. You know, there should be no other team have a comparable team to what Manchester United have in the Europa League, and them not winning to would be a big letdown. So I don't see Villarreal doing it. Villarreal, Arsenal were poor. It's not because Villarreal was good. It's Arsenal
Arsenal always been poor.
being poor, you know, and such. I think I said it earlier on today. If Roma had played any one of these teams, Roma would have been in the final. Roma would have beaten any one of them. As bad as Roma, well, as naive as Roma played in the first leg, you know, if they had played any one of these teams, they would have been in the final. Because I don't think any of these teams were very good today.
All right. With that being said, let's hear from a Manchester United fan. Shaka, welcome to the panel, Shaka.
Thank you, sir. Greetings, gentlemen. Greetings in the name
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
Most High.
Shaka.
You know, it's very interesting that we have other fans that have a different perspective about Manchester United. And what I mean by that is, regardless of how they look today, them fellas was just going through the motions because they know pretty much they had it won. You know what I mean? So there was no true drive and no true spirit, you know, to seize the game by its horns and, you know, go for it. The first leg is indicative of how Manchester United have been playing for the last 2 months, 2.5. I mean, to be honest, it's been stellar. Even though I am not an Ole fan, you know, you have to give credit where credit is due. He found a way to get these current players who were underachieving previously to play at a high level. You know, so I'm not going to go as far as to say, well, if Roma didn't have the injuries that they have, and if Roma did this and if Roma did that, Roma was outclassed. Simple. That's the easiest way to put it. They were outclassed, and to our Manchester United dejectors who don't want to admit that, that was the reality. You know, so chime in.
No, I don't think anybody had the track for Man United. We think that Man United have a quality squad, and then work the result. It was a good result.
Facts.
You know, I mean, it's one of those things where, again, the team that they put up there, it's difficult because you already feel like you have the game won, and you look forward for the games forwarding up in that Premier League, etc.
Facts.
You know,
Facts.
so it's difficult. It's difficult to go out there and still put on the same performance. I was interested in hearing how you thought Danny Van de Beek play. I don't know if you watched the game, but that is one of the areas that I think that, again, going forward, how is he going to fit into that squad? You understand? Because, again, I think he's a quality player. Enough people think he's a quality player, but he hasn't really gotten the chance to really show the fans of mine can do. What do you think about that?
Well, to be honest, I like Van de Beek. You know what I mean? I've always liked Van de Beek. And the reason why I like Van de Beek because he brings a different dynamic to Manchester United. You know what I mean? He has the ability to be a quality player. I've always questioned whether or not he could be that star midfielder that we need game in, game out to bring us back to the prominent era, the Sir Alex Ferguson era, etc., etc., etc. I believe that he's a good squad player. I believe he should always be in the 18. But I'm not sold completely yet because I don't believe he has that tenacity that's needed in the English Premier League game in, game out, where the skill is there. Hands down, the skill is there. The ability is there. We see flashes of it. So we know that he has, you know, those things that if he gets enough game time, you could get to see more of. But I just don't believe that he can be that superstar midfielder that we need that could propel us past, you know, the top 2 teams in the country or the top 2 teams in Champions League. You know, but he's definitely a strong squad player. You know, and You never know.
Yeah.
If he gets the
Yeah.
opportunity, maybe he turns into that type of player. But what I've seen so far is not leading me to believe that he can be that world-class player. I think he could be an excellent pro, but to say that he can be that world-class player, that might be a little far of a reach for me.
I think yeah. So he's a good squad player. So if I was a Man United fan, I'll be saying again for if even if Edson Cavani is still, you still need a striker and you still need a number 6. I
Facts.
think that yeah, and probably another centre back if you go with
Facts.
Maguire. Because most people rate Lindelof, the injuries are by that's an issue. But I
Facts.
think apart from that, and then again, I would want your coach to get these players so that next season there is no excuses. Because
Yeah,
I don't
you
rate
start
him
off
at all.
defensive.
I don't rate him at all. You know what I mean? And even though people say, yeah, but he have a good season this season, right? I mean, Jose Mourinho finished second and win the Europa League. And then the next season he got sacked. Wasn't that?
Facts.
Right? Is that
That is
right?
correct. That
Yeah,
is
yeah,
correct.
yeah. Let's keep everything in context. Like, while we're impressed that he's finishing second, right? Let's keep it in context. Jose Mourinho finished second, win the Europa League, and then the next season
Yeah.
I think he got stuck. So
Yeah.
let's see how it goes.
Yeah, well, if you guys permit me to chime in again, two things. There are three things that I agree with you. As far as for player personnel, I agree with you 110%. All of the players that you just called, that the positions and for the specific players that we need, all three are correct. We definitely need a new center back. I think the pairing of Bailly and Maguire is Manchester United's best pairing if we don't get somebody else. The issue with that is, Bailly hurts a toenail and he's out for 2 months. He could never stay consistently healthy where he can play, and that's the question mark. You know what I mean? I know that everyone on the blog knows that he is, the best defender that we have. Pace-wise, aggression-wise, and tactically, he reads the game pretty well. And he's an excellent man marker. But his issue is being able to play consistently. He has not been able to do that. And I think he's had ample opportunity at Manchester United to do that. And the mere fact that he hasn't done it leads me to believe that we need to find somebody else that we can put in there to partner with Maguire, because Maguire needs help. There's a lot of holes in Maguire's game. And any Manchester United fan that is any sort of fan would see that. He has huge holes in his game, and we need someone of quality, someone other than him, preferably a little younger, that plays by East, but maybe not as reckless, to keep himself from being able to play for long stretches. Okay, that's one. Number two, if Pogba decides to go, we need to bring in a true box-to-box midfielder that can help us really move the game forward. I like what Fred does for me defensively, but Fred is not a box-to-box midfielder. You know what I mean? He is excellent. He's the best man marker we have defensively. But everyone in the Premiership know that he gonna win the ball, but just give him a second later and he'll give it right back to us. Because the offensive side of his game, he has none. That's why I question sometimes if he's truly a Brazilian. Because when you look at a traditional Brazilian, the one thing that they were always able to do is offensively, they were brilliant. They were spectacular. People used to question whether or not they were, they had good defensive players in Brazil, because Brazil were never truly known to really have those type of players. But, I can't take anything away from Fred, because what he does for us defensively, none of the other guys are willing to do. Not that they're not capable to do it, they're not willing to do that sort of dirty work. So Fred has a particular skill set that's needed at Manchester United at the moment. And of course I would like to bring in what do you call it from Dortmund. But
Early Nolan.
yeah, the money that they're asking for him right now because of COVID and because of the financial crisis that's going on throughout the world, that's why, Pogba is all of a sudden his speech has changed. I'm happy here. That has nothing to do with it. If you read in between the lines, no one has the money to pay for Paul Pogba. So he knows that let me play the good guy role right now. We're winning. Everything is going in the right direction. So let me just put off that persona of me being happy and I'm enjoying football again and I love the fans. I don't buy into that. I'm a real fan. I can see through, the nonsense, And as far as a forward, I think Martial gives us a good opportunity to go forward. However, I do believe that we need a true center forward that can do some of the work that Cavani does on and off the ball.
Well, before Cavani came in, I'll just say before Cavani came in, I thought that your young strikers would have learned from him with his movement. He's really a traditional number 9. He worked hard for him, and his movement is phenomenal. You understand? Again, with Rashford, I thought that his development would have been further along.
Yeah.
But it's just not working in terms of...
Rashford doesn't want it. Rashford doesn't want
what it is.
A center forward. He's happy to be out
to
on
be
the
off
outside doing that.
Yeah.
He feels that that's his bread and butter.
The funny thing is, it's the same thing with Martial. I just think he's a left winger.
Facts.
He's just not a striker, right?
Facts.
So you do need a striker.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm done. Enough of this man you loving. I'm
Yo,
Tito
Tito Jackson, a Man U fan.
You see what you
Tito Jackson, the Man U fan, like a Michael Jackson brother or something. What's going on?
I coach Jackson, man.
What's that again? Yo,
are you serious?
The biggest talk right now.
That's so much name push out.
Is what are you gentlemen's feelings about Chelsea right now?
Hold on. Shaka, before you go to Chelsea, just if you piggyback a little bit, but what I said earlier about Van der Beek, I don't think he's been given a fair chance. I don't think he's given enough game time to prove himself.
No, he has not.
Because we seen what he can do. We saw what he did when he was at Ajax. I don't think he's given enough game time, like a consistent number a game to prove what him can really do.
True. Well,
Shaka, before you answer, just answer this within the same thing too.
Yeah.
In the best case scenario, where do you see Van der Beek in your team? Because I think that's the biggest part of the problem. Best case scenario, where does he sit in the team? Because he's not going to play ahead of Bruno. He's not going to play ahead of Pogba. And he's really not a number 6. So that's best case scenario, where do you see him in the team? And if you can't find a best case scenario, put him in the team, then is he just getting what he's supposed to get? Or are you saying they should take out one of those players and play him? Because, I look at it, best case scenario, he's playing in one of those 2 positions. And he's not good enough to take one of those players' game.
I agree with that. I agree.
What are we saying about him?
No, facts. He is definitely not. Now, before I even get to your part of the question, the first part of the question about Van der Beek. Like I said, I like Van der Beek, but there's a completely different mental pressure where he was compared to where he is. You understand? He was groomed in that club. He grew up in that club, and so he understood the structure, he understood the dynamic, and he understood what it took for him to be successful there. Once he left Ajax and you go into a juggernaut like Manchester United, it's just like you go into Real Madrid or any one of those true big name top 4 clubs. You have to come with the idea that the minute I reach, I must be a part of the 11. And like I said, it's a mental thing for me. I don't believe he's strong enough mentally. He's shown that he can play. He's shown that if given the opportunity, he can get into there and be a really good player. But the question is, can he be a good player with Paul Pogba on the side, with Bruno on the side, with Martial on the side, with Rashford on the side? Could he be a part of the starting 11? No, because one of those guys got to come off the field. And I wouldn't put him on the outside. I would put him in the middle of the field where Bruno is, because I think he's creative enough to do that role. but
So
he's not going
my
to take too much
scenario
time.
then, the scenario that I look at it is that, as you all talk about it earlier and say he's a squad player, it's the scenario where somebody get injured.
Facts.
To me, he's like a perfect replacement. You can slot him in one of those. No, a
Yes,
few
sir.
years ago, you all were having a lot of injury with Pogba over and over and over and over.
Facts.
A scenario like that happened now with Manchester United. I believe that now having Van der Beek on this in the team, you have a person who can slot in there much better than what you had in the past.
I would agree with that.
So in that scenario, I think that's sometimes again the second part about it is that he's coming from Ajax. Ajax play total football. You know that's what the Dutch are.
Facts. Facts.
Van der Beek would have been, to me, a better player, a more impactful player right now if he had gone to City, who play
Facts.
a
Facts.
different and more
It's a similar
expansive
style.
type of football.
Yeah.
If he'd even gone to Real Madrid or one team, you're saying it's not because it's too big or not too big for him. It's just that if he had gone to a team or play more total football or play that expansive game, I think he would have been, his adjustment would have been better
Fact.
than
Well, you
the
know they
one
say
at Manchester
time
United.
makes. Go ahead.
You know, me no want to talk about Man U. So what about 10 minutes now? We talk about Man U now.
15 actually.
Now I'm some man. But anyway,
15.
More forgetting. Shaka want to talk about Van den Beek. So I mean, I think we have to talk about the whole thing, like encompassing where, if you look at Kai Havertz and Werner when they came over, they didn't start very well because they weren't used to the physicality of the league. Van den Beek is coming from the Dutch league. You have to, like, a player like this, okay, to Manchester United, the pressure is different, but he should have played every FA Cup game, the 90 minutes. He should have played every Carabao Cup game. That is the only way you're going to truly know. It's not in training, right? That's the only way he's going to get used to the physicality of the English league, right? And playing other Premier League teams in the FA Cup, playing championship teams, right? So when you say that he can't get into the team, if he's playing 20-25 games, 90 minutes, and he's not performing, then you can say, oh, he can't get in the team. But if he starts off slowly, gets used to that pressure, because right now you see, Kai Havertz and Werner, what are they doing now? They're playing better because the coach persisted with them. If I was the coach, they'd be on the bench.
Yeah,
right?
but wait.
But their coach has persisted with them.
Yeah, no,
wait. Now because they're used
right
to the
there is
physicality
where I
and the
gotta
speed.
stop you. There's two difference in the style of play that Chelsea was playing under that idiot of a coach compared to who they have now. Let you know.
But they're still playing better.
No. Hear me out. I respected John Terry as a player. You know, I think he's gonna go down as one of England's best players, etc., etc. I won't take anything away from that. But as a coach, with the same squad,
Lampard.
I mean Lampard with the coach that came, it is a completely different ball. He have each and every one of those players playing at an extremely high level. They understand the system, and they play together. You understand what I'm saying? Because when Lampard never wanted to put the American on the field. He said that a couple of times. But
this coach still don't want to.
No. He wanted to see his hunger because he mentioned that in an interview the other day. He said he wants 11 players to be hungry. And those 11 players need to be hungry every single game, every single practice, every single everything. Because those are the 11 players that he want to go with. And the only way you're going to establish hunger is through what? Competition. Through competition.
Well, right now, the Captain America is frustrated. Up to yesterday, I see a quote from him where he say he has to prove himself every time over and over like that, you know.
That's right.
And he
That's how it
really
should
thinks
be.
that he has proven himself already, so
Not enough.
he doesn't like what's going on.
Not enough. He has proven that he can play on Chelsea, but what they want from him is he needs to be a world-class player.
I think he's proven he can play anywhere.
When you're not giving that same type of effort every single game. Because some games he played, he looked ordinary and boring. And then some games you're like, God, man, this kid is
who are you describing? Pogba?
Sir, excuse me, sir. I'm trying to keep it as professional as possible. You said for 10 minutes we spoke about Man U. So why are you going backwards, sir?
No, I was just thinking you're describing Pogba, but I mean,
yes. And in actuality, I was one of the players. I mean, you could ask Shane and all of the fellas. I was one of the players that got on Paul Pogba when Paul Pogba was playing absolute shite. I was one of the first ones to say, listen, if he don't want to be there, send him packing.
You're ready for Arsenal now. Anytime you're ready, Butcher. I've
Fact.
been waiting.
Jiggy, make the man finish now. We are running for Arsenal for.
No, I'm talking about Pogba too long now, man.
Chelsea, the man did that talk about. But anyways, finish. The Chelsea topic finish. Anybody else have anything to add?
I believe Chelsea could beat Man City. It's going to be hard, but I believe if Chelsea plays a really good game, I honestly believe that they have a legitimate shot. I really do. A lot of people counting Man City as winning the double this year. And I'm like, yo, not the way how Chelsea playing right now. I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I'm enjoying their style of play. It's very progressive. It's attractive. And them cats is hungry.
Well, I wouldn't call it progressive and attractive. I think it's very effective.
Very good.
I think that's what I would say. It's very effective. They beat Man City when Frank Lampard was there, right?
Yes, they did.
And then they beat him with Tuchel. And then they have 2 more times to play him again.
Yeah, they play this weekend.
And they play this weekend, and then they have the final.
Yeah.
So they seem to be the boogeyman for Manchester City at the moment. There was all teams have that person who have that other team that is their boogie team, and right now Chelsea seem to have the personnel that counteract what Manchester City wants to do.
No, I mean, it's okay to say Manchester United. I mean, we understand.
But again, you see, I even got to find a blue shirt to put on today. Just to say I don't want to talk about Manchester United at all. And I don't even like blue.
I think it's difficult too when you say boogeyman. I feel kind of uneasy saying that because it's difficult to beat a team 3 times or 4 times in a row. You know what I mean? Especially somebody like Guardiola.
You boys see the logo behind me? You guys see the logo behind me?
We see it very forward and shut up. But yeah, I think that seriously, yeah, I don't think it's a boogeyman thing. Honestly, if I was Tuchel, would I kind of go with would I go with the second team this weekend? You know what I mean?
I would agree with that.
My
I
cards.
would agree with that.
Yeah, I'm sure the cards are what I'm trying to do in a final.
Facts.
You know,
Winning
because
finals.
Because this game means absolutely nothing. So let's
well,
not give them
kind of
more games.
No, this game means a lot.
Yeah, Blacks.
If Chelsea don't win this game on the weekend,
still have there.
Then West Ham can jump them, gone 4th place, and then now all their marbles are in one thing to win the Champions League.
So you gotta keep it.
You know, so the game does mean a lot.
All right.
Who is Chelsea playing in the weekend?
Manchester City.
City.
Chelsea playing Man City.
Oh wow. No, I'm playing my strongest team.
Why?
What?
Chelsea have to.
Well, please, by all means,
Because
explain
they
to
still
me
have
why you do that.
they have
Chelsea have
Liverpool
to-
and
Chelsea
West
have
Ham.
qualified.
You
Top
have to
four.
put doubt in people's mind, Shaka. We are human beings, If I go out there and I slap Manchester City again, too love. I have put doubt in their mind if I come out in the in the Champions League final. If we come out and start dominating the game, I have seeped out in that team's mind that hey, this is gonna be a difficult game.
Yeah, but
You don't want to go out there and get shellacked by Manchester City. Then they have turned the psychology around on you. Right?
Yeah, but
We are human beings, on a machine thing.
you both made the Champions League final, which is the biggest club cup that there is in the world currently. You understand what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with Shane. I don't think you should tip your hand. I think you should go out there to try to win the game. Don't get me wrong, but I would switch some things up.
You think?
You know what I mean?
You
Like
think?
Aguero,
You think?
Aguero would start still. You know what I mean?
You think a person like
Change it
Guardiola?
up.
To me, Sterling is now downgraded, right? But
Of course not.
you think a person like Pep Guardiola, everything that Tuchel is gonna do in the Champions League final, he has already done before, and Pep Guardiola will go and watch all those tapes and it's up to the players to develop or to do
The
whatever
thing is with
tactic
these
they
two
develop.
teams, they're well evenly matched in terms of talent.
Facts.
That is true.
Like, so even if you're bringing, if you alternate players, right? They have, two great squads. So in the end, them can alternate their sides and not really lose that much. So if you drop, I don't know, if you drop Pulisic and bring in Hakim Ziyech, like what are we doing here? You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
It's great talent both of them have. So it'll be interesting. Again, I'm not saying to go out and throw the game, but it'll be interesting to see how they approach it, both of them. I gotta be honest.
Yeah. Facts.
It'll be interesting to see how they approach it.
Well, I definitely believe that Chelsea have to go all out and try to win this game. They as we talked about in the last live that they have Leicester to play after. They have Arsenal, who is that's an easy win. That's 3 points. They can't count that 3 points.
The derby,
But them
Black.
all, and have Aston Villa to close.
Let us be nice. It's a derby, sir.
So Arsenal, Leicester, and Aston Villa. That's a tough running.
Robust. That's a robust
Black.
running.
Black.
Yes.
What was the score of the game in the first leg with Arsenal and Chelsea?
You're a shell of yourself at the moment, sir. Don't
Ask you a simple question.
Arsenal did you see the team today?
Ask you a simple question.
Look, you see my jersey? This is Beaches, Turks and Caicos 15 years ago. This team could be that Arsenal team today. I tell you, we can beat that Arsenal team today, sir. Huh? No, you exercise my youth and eat right. And when you only take Jertal complete. So I'm here, youth. But may I tell you, Buju, we could beat that team. That was out there today. That Arsenal team today was a shell of a team. I don't see them winning any more games for the rest of the season. They're terrible.
Listen.
Oh, well, I'm gonna start about the Arsenal game now.
Black. Every time Black say talking, can't wait for talk about Arsenal.
That's a segue. That was a segue.
Every topic.
Blacks, continue on now.
Let's hear it. Go ahead, Jiggy.
Oh, yes.
Buju have to tee it up. Come on, you're the moderator, Buju. Come on.
Yeah, but him can't wait. Him just want to get it, but let him go on, man.
All right, so right now we're going to be talking about the Arsenal and Villarreal game. Well, yes, the second leg, 0-0. Arsenal only needed one goal. Was Arsenal at home?
Yes.
Yeah, they were.
Arsenal was at home. They needed one goal to go through.
Facts.
And they could not muster one goal against a Villarreal team sitting 4th or 5th in La Liga. Shame. Shambolic performance. However, I will not go down. I said this earlier on the blog. I will not go down the same line as the Arsenal fans, thinking it's all doom and gloom. Right? Last year, when Arsenal beat Liverpool 2-1, I said to the Arsenal fans that you should not be happy about this because they did not play anything. There was 2 mistakes made. I think one of the ball came off Van Dijk's shin, went in the goal, and there was another mistake. I won it 2-1, and I don't know why you were celebrating. They won the FA
Jiggy,
Cup.
who was celebrating, Jiggy? Who they celebrate?
You
All out.
All of Uno like who?
Greg.
You were one of them.
Greg was celebrating for sure.
I told you guys that Arteta, the tactics he was using for Arsenal, it does not bode well.
Yeah, well, that's a trophy. So they have to celebrate.
Yeah, no, I understand, but it doesn't bode well. It doesn't bode well for the team. But they played us during the last 7 games of the league, and that was the first time. And people saying
after the lockdown.
After lockdown, the Arsenal fan TV went wild. There's like Arsenal, we are back, and I'm like, no, bro, you have
to rational fans.
Didn't make any sense, until look at what happened today. When everybody's crying and said Arsenal is done, they won't win anything else. No, Arsenal has talent on that team. Yeah. Arsenal has talent on their team. Arsenal has a poor coach who lacks basic tactical acumen.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
No. I've always been saying it. He lacks basic tactical acumen, right? And he has done it on several occasions, right? In this game,
give me. So I'm so sorry to cut you off. Give me one example of him not being a proper tactical coach? Give me one example, because
One example.
yeah,
What did he do today when he needed? What did he do today when he needed one goal? He took off the person who was working the hardest for him. The Brazilian, I am a Brazil fan. The Brazilian has played nothing all season. You take off the person who he rose up above 3 defenders, headed that ball, the keeper to make an outer-worldly save. What is the last 20 minutes?
The last 20 minutes.
To keep the game 0-0.
Facts.
And you say to yourself as a coach, you think back and said, what is the next best change I can do? Oh, let me take him off and put on the Brazilian who has played absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
To get a goal. But he could have taken off one of the centre backs. He could have taken off a fullback. He could have taken off Odegaard. That's what his name is, right?
Yeah.
There are many players he could have taken off to add Martinelli, to add the French number 9, right?
Fact.
To try and get, you only want one goal. Once you get one goal, then the pressure is now on Villarreal to come out and attack you.
Fact.
Right? And you're going to tell me that this coach, anybody in the world, could see that in the last half, your best player was up for the game. He was in there battling with these big defenders from Villarreal and doing and you took him off the field. When he walked off the field and put his head down, it looked as if he would have left Arsenal immediately. If he had a choice, he would have said, you know what, I'm done with Arsenal, I need to go somewhere else. Because that type of tactical, you sit back and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. Who could agree with you? Was there no assistant coach to say, hey, come on, bro, what are you doing? This doesn't make sense. Come on.
Yeah, but you got to remember that is the decisions that are always left up to coaches. Yes, it's always to the head guy. That's why you get paid the big bucks. Sometimes you make a decision and it works out, and everybody hear you as you're a tactical genius. And then on the same token, the following week, you make another crucial decision and it doesn't work out, and you're seen as a plague. You know what I mean? So it can go either way.
We have seen on several occasions, Shaka, where Pep Guardiola and his second in command is arguing on the sideline about adjustments. Even my coach who I want to get fired, Klopp, we have seen on several occasions where he and his second in command.
Wait. Back up about 10 seconds. You just said something that I don't believe I heard right, but let me make sure that's what I heard you say.
Klopp out.
Crazy.
Klopp. Klopp out. O-U-T.
I'm sorry.
Right. Can we deal with the Arsenal matter right now?
Right.
Yeah. You know what? We'll
something is in Jiggy's drink. There's something in his drink. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah,
something
we'll
in his
definitely
drink.
get back to that.
But you know,
Blacks, Jiggy always said that still. He's been
I know, but he's always drunk, so that really doesn't change anything that something is in his drink.
Wrong. It's not hard.
You know?
Oh my God. I cannot believe what.
But the real issue is when you are playing at home, and especially when you need to win a game, that first 15 minutes is a time when normally teams come out and set precedents. When they pressure the other team, when they go all out, like the other team is expecting to say, if I can survive this 15 minutes, I am good. You know, that's a mindset. Whenever you go play at somebody else's yard, whenever you go and play at someone else's home, your first mindset is always, if I can survive. The coach is going to tell you, let's survive this first 15 minutes. Let's not concede in the first 15 minutes. Can you break down the game, you know? And also you're going to say, when you survive 15, you say, all right, let's say we can build on what we did. And then you go say, oh, let's not concede before the half and stuff like that. That's how you kind of break down a football game.
Yeah, but
Arsenal came out like a bunch of teddy bears to start the game.
Energy.
No energy whatsoever. That set the precedence. It took all the pressure of Villarreal. Villarreal was able to grow into the game, to do everything what they want to do. Because Arsenal did not pressure them in the first 15 minutes of the game. Arsenal, I was looking and say, Arsenal is acting as if they're the one who's up by a goal. Because there's no energy, there's no zest, there's nothing at all to say.
Urgency, and that's the thing that worried me really. Because you say the first 15 minutes of a game, And even then, because I was the one that kept thinking, like, all right, when is it going to forward? And I was like, all right, maybe then go in. And you know, people always say then go in after 45 minutes and the coach go, you know what I mean, shout at them and
Throw
shout
some
at them.
stuff in the locker room and
And
get
then
them going.
they'll forward back out and be more aggressive, more, you know, two people get booked or something. But it was absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? It was nothing like that. And
no passion.
yeah,
No
it was
passion,
no
no
passion.
heart,
Again,
no
I'm
guts.
not go forward. I'm not go forward to you and saying Mikel Arteta is not a good tactician. He is a good tactician in
Yeah,
Kansas.
I think he's
he can
much
set up
better
his
than my
team.
coach.
All right, hold on. Me
Hold
not
on.
stop. Shane,
Yeah.
what are his tactics? Because
Hold
me not get
on. Let me say what I say. I think that he can set up in team to get a result. I think he's more negative. I think he's more negative in an approach to the game than anything, and I think that that's not what Arsenal need right now. But
Facts.
I cannot just say he's not a good tactician because you've seen over the years you've got results against a lot of teams who
Facts.
you
Great
thought that
results.
he was better than, right?
True.
But he's just not the person right now if he take over Arsenal. He's not an Arsenal manager. He's not on the front foot enough. I heard a stat today and I was surprised that Arsenal only had 3 shots on target. Right? In the 2 legs, there was only 3 shots on target. That's is
great
great.
tactics right there, bro.
Again, I'm talking about you can say that what Mate Fuller say. Again, if it's a team that he can set up a team to get a result. But in terms of going out on the front foot and being aggressive and creating chances, etc., he have an issue. You know, so again, in terms of a manager, when you have a manager, it's trying to marry the two. That is how you'll get become a great manager. And you don't have that right now. You need more seasoning. You need to go out, get more seasoning. But it's not for Arsenal. It's not what Arsenal need right now.
So, Shane, who is from Chelsea? Who is it from Chelsea had said something about Lampard? Said that he jumped a few steps. He got the job too early, and he jumped a few steps.
I didn't hear that one, but I think that
one of the Chelsea players said it. I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is it Jorginho?
Yeah, I think it's Jorginho said it.
Yeah, because then when they talk about the tactics about that, I think it's right. You understand where this is the Arsenal. It's not a joke thing. And the owners them have a beer a brunt of this where them put him into the job without any kind of real experience. Not because he used to work alongside Pep Guardiola. You know what I mean?
But that carries a lot of weight.
But you know what? The other thing, football is such a funny thing, and it's a game of fine margins. The first game that Manchester City, I keep calling these Red Devils, man. Is that thing over here on the wall now? But that first game that City won,
love fest. It's okay.
That City won against in the first leg of the semi-final. They got 2 goals. Not I don't want to call it lucky, but they got 2 fortunate goals. One where Kevin De Bruyne kick a ball and everybody thought somebody was gonna get it, and nobody got the ball going back of the goal. And the balance of play, City deserved the goal, but the actual goal that was scored was a lot of luck. And almost every other situation, somebody would have touched that ball and something else could have happened. The other one went through the wall because the guys them jump and parted. Arsenal today hit the post. The one them hit on the outside of the post and went a few millimeters the other way. That's in. The other one hit the inside of the post. There's nowhere else for that ball to go other than in the goal. And somehow the ball came out.
But
we could have been here.
If you watch the full game, that's not enough. This is the Arsenal, bro.
But we could be here staying.
Create more. Yes, I know, but I wouldn't be. You know how I am. Again, the result don't change what I think. But we know, say the media and people out there, they would have said that's tactical brilliance. I don't think that is. And that's not because if they were equal to one result, I wouldn't be here saying that was brilliant, because it's not. An idea. Again, if you're Arsenal, you should have created chances after chances. and go at these individuals so that you can give yourself a better chance to win the game. And
Okay.
I felt like the fans get cheated because they wasn't aggressive enough. You
Yeah.
understand what I mean?
They
And
lack
I
the passion,
never
Shane. They
Nah,
lack the passion. They lack the conviction.
absolutely.
You know
And
what I
it's
mean?
disappointing.
When I saw, I'm sorry to cut you off, but when
No,
I was watching the game, I was like, but what the hell is this, play? These guys acting like they already got this game won.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like they were just going through the motions. They're up by 3 or 4 goals, so they just going through the motions to see the game out. There was zero sense of urgency, none.
But
Well,
You know what I mean?
also,
But I have,
also
I
when
have a very interesting question though.
uh
Who has been Arsenal's best player for the entire season?
It's
Saka.
been the kids. It's been
well,
the
Saka,
Right, and he's not there. That
Saka.
makes a big difference because he is
not
part of that
Shaka,
young
Saka.
engine room. Yeah,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
I don't think Shaka. I think Saka is their best player for the year.
Yeah,
Right, Bojo?
it was.
You're mute, Bojo.
Saka.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
Saka.
for sure.
One thing I like to say, I think that when I was watching the commentary today, I think it answers the question that you and Shane brought up when it says Arsenal looks too methodical and slow. So
Facts.
they were saying today that Arteta actually coaches every single possession from the sideline. That is why the build up is so slow because he's up. You can hear them. You can hear him over the mics because the stadium's empty. Do this, do this, do this, and it's significantly more than any other coach in the league. So when you're saying that the build up is too slow, it is because the instructions is coming from the coach and not necessarily players just being free as a cerebral player to react to the game itself. So
Well,
that's where because the complaint you're saying today and Shane is saying is the complaint they're having for the entire season. So you
facts.
would think that a player, like if that was going on for the entire season, the coach would say, hey, let's get out of that rut and do something different. But that's the entire team. That's how they play. It's more methodical. It's more it's so, and we call it slow paced, but the instructions are coming from the coach, and that's why they play in that manner.
Yeah, but you need a specific team or specific personnel to play the Arteta style of game.
Yes.
He wants that old school Spanish style where they dictate the game at their pace. So like how Barcelona first started playing, where it was considered at a time to be a boring game until they all learned that system, and then they all turned into tactical geniuses because they know the system in and out. I think if Arteta gets enough time and he brings in player personnel, he'll be able to get that. But in the modern day game, I don't believe he has that much time, and I don't
Well,
think he's gonna get it.
well, Shaka. Well, I think it's sacrilegious. You mentioned a Barcelona name, especially that old Barcelona team along with this Arsenal. You should never try something else. Use anybody else, but you can't be using their name along with
But
this Arsenal team.
all the best teams in today's football game play with pace, bro.
But
Facts.
one of the
All
things,
the best teams play pace.
Jiggy, we were talking about this today. Arsenal wanted to play out from the back. Arsenal want to do a build-up from the back and get out there. They did not have the personnel in defense to do it. You know, sometimes we talk about David Luiz and people want to get to that because we know you have a mistake in him. But if he was one of those defenders today, I think they would have played better. I think the team would have moved better because he actually plays more of what Arteta is trying to do. Yeah, he will make a mistake here and there, but I think he would have been a big benefit to the team today if he was there. And I remember when y'all went out and signed, when y'all went out and signed Partey, I could not stop seeing this video on the blog. Party after party after party after party. Man, somebody coronavirus shut down that party. There's no party going on. None.
No, that's because the player is so slow. He's ineffective. It's not even Diego Simeone don't play that slow.
No, man. Jiggy, there is no party there. Jiggy, This is a funeral. There's no party. There's no party at all.
It hasn't been good enough. It hasn't been good
No,
enough.
he's been poor. He's been poor.
You understand? We have to be
We're
honest.
gonna try at Tapa, cause Tapa have a lot to say, no, Zin.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you go on. Good
You're
afternoon,
out to
everybody.
the
Good
panel.
afternoon, everybody. Guys, right
Greetings,
now,
King. Greetings.
I'm highly irritated with what going right now, especially with
First of
this
all, state
Arsenal.
your allegiance.
Arsenal are my allegiance still,
Okay.
to the day I die. So
I
that's
just
why
want to hear that first.
yeah. Stick my
My
Arsenal are my
condolences.
allegiance. However,
My condolences.
However-
My condolences.
Hold on, me when I break up. Who you say your allegiance to?
Arsenal. No man, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not hide and talk. I can't help it. You understand? It's a glutton for punishment. Glutton for punishment. But with Arsenal now, Blacks, me disagree with you for a certain amount of points you make with Arsenal with the game today, because I watch the game. It wasn't that. I don't think Arteta went into that game, and I think he basically tell the players, say, yo, time management. Zin, we only needed one goal. Zin, and from me watching the game, it was a matter of, it doesn't matter if we go in nil first half. It was more a matter of let's play out the game. If we score a goal, if we control the game, control the ball, if we score, great. If not, okay, nothing wrong. We still needed one goal. Based on the player that I was seeing, that's how me see it. Because if you watch, especially if you watch the game and you see how the ball movement was, yeah, let's say when as far as the urgency for move out the ball, me want to talk about urgency and things like that. I think it had to be, it couldn't be nothing else more than a tactical thing from the coach, where it was a matter of don't necessarily push the ball up the field too hard, because obviously we don't have no track record of playing what do you call it now? Great defensive football against counteract. So when the next team are hit we back on the counteractive side of things, and it was more a matter of so we try and control the game and try and play the ball game and hold on to the ball as much as possible. No matter if we pass it a million times around the back, because if you watch soccer, Odegaard, who else did up in the midfield? Like even Emil Smith Rowe, them three players there. Every time the ball get towards the middle of the field and them supposed to move in any sort of position to catch the ball, for them option is no man, send it back to holding. Send it over there to what the next brother here, Mari. Like why always passing the ball backwards? It was we sit down and was like nobody moved in any position. Now is either them couldn't find no space on the field, and Villarreal was so good defensively that them take up all the good position them on the field, or them just never made no effort to take up good positions. Because but I love fun to go sit down and just watch back the game again, like the slow moments of the game. Now
Hold on. Let me try to break down what you're trying to say. So basically, when you say the tactic was time management, are you being
straight time management?
You're
It was more
being sarcastic. You're being sarcastic, right?
No, straight. This is how I see it.
So how does that make sense?
Arteta feel like, Arteta feel like, say, we only needed one goal, and if we manage the game enough, you see, like how in the last 15 minutes of the game, the urgency kind of pick up a little bit. I felt that from the jump, that was the game plan. For hold the game, if we create a mustard some chance where Aubameyang can probably put it in the back of the net with hitting the post or whatever, we take it. If not, play out the game. If we score, we score. If not, we're gonna just play out the game until we try and nick a goal.
How could that be when you are the one trailing?
But that is my issue with Arteta, because I can't. He couldn't have told the team, here we are going. We are going there, and we are go for the game, and the team performed the way it did. Not one person on that field played with any sense of urgency. Nobody. The only person that played with any sense of urgency was Martinelli when him come on, and then Mr. William not trying up and down a little bit when him come on.
But brother, Martinelli should not come on. He should have been on the pitch.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you. But that is the game plan. That's why we are saying Arteta don't have an ounce of tactics in him. Him don't have nothing in football sense.
I think in terms of offensive football going forward, they don't create enough chances. For the whole season, I don't think they create enough chances in the game. They don't play no kind of football
the Arsenal team, the Arsenal side don't have now. Player for player, pound for pound is a better team now than it was when Emmy was there, and we never have them creative opportunities. They create lack of creative opportunities here when Emmy is there. We never so bad. We never this bad. Arteta just don't know what they don't. You just don't know him, Mado. For my friends, you just don't know him.
You're saying Arteta out also then?
We out. We out. We out.
As I pointed out, though, Tapa, Arteta has creative control of the team. That is why if a coach is in the sidelines, I say, pass here, go here. You have to set up. It takes a while for your amygdala to process all these things. If a man up on the side and say, do this, and he's the one doing it to your team, you know. So he might have all these ideas, but he wants to pass the information and teaching your team. Well, I shouldn't say teaching, because the man have played the whole 38 game already. Right? Well, a 40-something game gone already for the season because of FA Cup Carabao Cup. And he's saying, do this, do that, do this. That kind of thing takes a time for you to process. Instead of an Odegaard who was at Real Madrid. We know he's a young player and we know that he's tactically, he's sufficient. He can play on his own. But if he quote a shout him say, oh, by the way, pass back the ball to Mari. I shout at him. So now he has no confidence to say, oh, I see Bama, I make a run. Let me put the ball over the defender. But the coach shot at you and say, oh, pass the ball to the right, pass the ball to the left. That is why you have slow build-up.
Jiggy.
That is why you have slow build-up. So he might have something in his mind, which if he allows the players to do freely, you have a better product. But the coach has taken away the power from the players to play that type of.
I totally agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Because I totally agree with the fact that this man, him just do not know where I do. Him show me that as clear as day in the first leg. Him just don't know where I do. You understand? It's like we don't know where him get inspiration from, but I just don't see it. I cannot see it. I cannot see any. I don't see no. I just can't see it. I'm totally oblivious to what going on when it comes to basketball.
And the question I would ask anybody is that if Obama Young or Obama, whatever his name is, has been out jumping all those defenders all game, as a coach, as any player on that team, what would you start doing for the rest of the game?
No, start put ball in the box. Put the ball in the box. Why you take off Aubameyang?
On a consistent basis and getting cross. Hands down. You know what I mean? But
Listen. One more thing when me notice. One more thing that I noticed why I sit here say, I feel as though the game, the urgency from the side just wasn't there because, and it has to be a coach thing. This is what I noticed, and this is where I kind of almost like off the TV. Mari get injured, him roll him ankle. Zin, you're in one cup finals. It's a cup final for Arsenal. Zin, you're in a cup final. You roll your ankle. Zin, there's like 25 minutes left in the game. Bro, I don't care if you get shot. Roll off of the field so we can try and get the ball up the field. The man sat there for about 4 minutes rolling. I try to get medical care. Like, you know, have a game per player. Do you really think that the referee are gonna compensate for all this full time we are waste? Like the team itself just did not look like they knew what they were doing. Like they didn't feel as though that they had no. It's like them feel like saying, "Yo, what going on? We can run out the game to about 75 minutes. In the last minutes, turn it up a little bit, score, and then hold it out." and we don't need to necessarily. That's how I mentally play the game.
So Tapper, y'all talking about this with Arsenal. So what is the quick fix for Arsenal? Is it getting rid of all of these players and buying a bunch of new ones, or just getting rid of the coach?
No, man. The quick fix for Arsenal is a matter of. I think it starts with upper management, because if the person who will lead you do not have the mentality to lead you, at least first of all, I don't think Arteta have nothing near man management. It don't know if to motivate the team, none at all. Like if so, I've seen lesser players work harder than what Arsenal players are work. You understand? It has nothing to do with. I'm not gonna say it now to do with the players, because the players then can get upgraded also. But leadership wise, we don't have that. We don't have it on the field, and we don't have it in management. And that's Arsenal's biggest problem. If your coach can't lead you, your captain can't lead you. With not even the captain. I'm not even say the captain. Because
No, the captain is not a leader.
Anybody get captain nowadays. But if you don't have a leader on the field, no?
He's not.
The captain is not a leader. He is the best. He's the best
That's
player.
what I'm saying. So if your captain can't lead you, Zine, because you don't have a leader on the field, you don't have nobody to them. Me look and me see the ball go sideways. Ball go so, it go so, it go back so, come back around go so, then it come back so. Nothing now go so. Zine, you don't have a leader on the field for say, for say, come on, let's go up the field. You don't have a leader on the sidelines to say, all right, come on, we go up the field. You don't like. First of all, the minute Mr. Jacka come out of the game, the minute Jacka was missing, that was it. Me did done know what's done. As much as people have to say about that brother there, he's the closest thing that Arsenal has to a leader. You understand? And the minute he got injured in warm-up,
that is a big. I've been saying that, bro. That is a very good point.
The minute he got injured, the game was done.
Absolutely. 100%. Whatever you say about
the minute he was injured, the game was done.
In the hide, and again, people love to give him a lot of.
Yep.
But he's counted. He stand up and be counted.
I'm not going to call him a leader, but the closest thing we have to a leader on the pitch is him. If he's not there.
But you're good. So like you want to cry, you know.
I want to cry.
Honestly, somebody need to give this man a drink. Get this man a drink.
Listen. Me watch the game today and me ask what kind of.
This is no views for Arsenal fan TV.
What kind of sin Arsenal commit? I want to know what kind of sin Arsenal commit, because Arsenal commit some type of sin. Those two chances, me not understand. Oh. Especially the second one. Oh, that Aubameyang in it.
The Aubameyang one.
Yeah, I cannot understand.
And even then,
you know. This is where me know say. This is where me look point and say, "Here we go. Arsenal commit a grave sin." The Emil Smith Rowe chance.
Yeah, when he fluffy. Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Have mercy.
You know, for that play, I would have taken him up. You know, it was an easy chance.
Everybody was lying on the ground. It happens, man. It happens.
Oh my gosh.
Him could have give Pepe the ball. Him could have passed Pepe the ball. Him could have do anything. Listen, everybody tell me watching. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, goal score."
Yeah, that was a terrible miss. That was a terrible miss.
I think watching football, sometimes you don't create enough chance. When you get the one breakthrough chance, you kind of fluff at it. When chance is not far away. You understand? We'll just talk about Arsenal going forward. And I said this pan with chat group. You understand? And it's simple. I think that, and I've said it a couple of times, that the most important person at a football club, when you hire people, is a manager. You have to hire a manager what can bring an ethos to a club or go through the club and again, that leadership figurehead, as they would have called it. You see it with a Guardiola, you see it with a Jurgen Klopp. That individual, you see it with a Alex Ferguson, you see it with a Wenger. You need that individual will go really forward to the club and bring a certain level of play and see the club what we call what we culminate through and through the cup. So therefore, going forward, I think again, we have to go out and get. I think it's Brendan Rodgers. I think it's Brendan Rodgers because have one for young players. We need. Me see a shake your head, blocks, but we can have a discussion about it. He's an individual who improves players. He's an individual who is.
LeBron said that the guys should be fired.
Yeah, he's an individual who improves players.
There's a lag there somewhere.
He's an individual who is been there and done that. He can improve the players Arsenal have. He now cost no money. He is somebody you then can go out and get. I think it's the right coach right now for you get. You know the league. No better go out and go try to get now Allegri and all of these individuals because the owners they're not going to spend that much money. You understand? So I think the right individual.
I mean, it's Arsenal.
Huh?
Ain't nobody spending money on Arsenal.
Yes.
I don't know if you're on our group or you're hearing anything from our blog group, but I'm gonna say something just to back up what you said earlier. The Arsenal team has improved. I said it earlier today on our group that I think you guys maybe need 2 or 3 players, and also you need a different coach, Arteta. But to Shane's point about Brendan Rodgers, if I was Brendan Rodgers at this moment, I would not consider Arsenal. You know, I don't care about the history of Arsenal or anything like that. I know that since the 3 years I've been at Leicester City, the owners every single year give me 2 or 3 players every single year. Young players or veterans, bring them in, coach them up. Last year, because of injuries, he would have been in the Champions League this year. But due to injuries, the last 7 games, all his top players were out. And they collapsed. And they missed it by 1, or they missed it by 1 point. This year, they brought in Priat. They brought in a couple other players. Justin, I think this year too. Right?
Yeah.
And the players that played with. He's been there, or he's playing more this year. And they have coached up these players. And he's going to be in the Champions League. He's been going to be in the Champions League. I would not leave and go to ownership with Arsenal, any top coach at this time. The reason is that I am sure that the ownership at Leicester City will give me 2 or 3 players every single year.
It's not gonna be this sort of caliber of players that Arsenal can afford. Right now, Arsenal, listen to me, man. Right now, Arsenal owners are under massive pressure. You understand what I mean? So if you're bringing a manager, at least you have to give him 2 or 3 players.
Well,
I believe if you get 2 or 3 players, bro, if you can get 2 or 3 players with this team, with the team as presently constituted, he can do a good job.
well,
I don't
quickly,
all is lost.
quickly, Shane. Where are you saying those 2 or 3 players? All right, so 2 players. Where are you saying those players gonna go?
I have them right now. I can tell you. So Yves Bissouma, you go out, you get a Yves Bissouma for your midfield, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you go so bang and say, all right, I need a striker. You go need a striker. Why do you need a striker? It's because, like I said, him is getting up there. You don't know what he go do, and then I think that you need to freshen up the team in terms of a younger striker. Right? I don't think Martinelli is a striker. I think that team will play off I left. But I think you do need a next number 9. But I think you need 2 midfielders and a striker. That's what I would do. So Bissouma,
we need a fullback. We need a right back. Definitely.
Well, you know,
that's not a big spend. I think you can go out and get a right back. You know, if you spend 50 million, you're not Pep Guardiola. So you spend 50 million for your fullback every time.
No, but me not hear you adjust it.
But
look for Arsenal side different. I don't look for Arsenal and say I don't look for Arsenal and feel like them need like no striker or whatever the case may be. The only thing that me probably say Arsenal need is probably a genuine somebody who isn't intimidated by the moment. What Arsenal need isn't just players. What Arsenal need is characters. You understand? That is what Arsenal lack. Arsenal, the individual body of a player. Okay, yes. The individual body of a player, but what Arsenal need is a character, like somebody who has a strong mental character. Yes,
but
in that midfield road.
A lot of John Terry and trick VAR in a football anymore, bro.
Yeah,
Right?
but that is why that is every team you look on have at least one person or two people you can look on and be like, yo, them people that have some them have if the
Good
game
point.
like look on Man City, Fernandinho, like no matter them people that have strong backbone and will. Chelsea, as much as people beat up Chelsea, Maria Kante for his character. Maria, like me not see that in Arsenal.
Kante
I
is
don't
a good
see
player. I don't think you'd have say a backbone.
n- the
He's
will
not like
to
a
win.
leader. He's not
The will to win. The will to win. I don't see nobody in
yeah.
Arsenal with the will to win. And that is what Arsenal need more than anything else. You
That's
understand?
why
Yeah,
But
but
especially in that
Ozil.
but
midfield role.
you know
That's why
what's funny?
Arsenal should have kept Ozil because he was the only player they are putting in that type of effort.
Jiggies, can somebody come and mute Jiggies mic? Yes, thank you, sir. Uh, you know,
Yeah, but you know what?
the,
He's right. You needed a player like Metzel today because
can we
of
mute Shaka
what he's
also? Because
able to
Shaka
do.
talking foolish about Ozil. Anybody who talk about Ozil and this thing, please mute them, Bujo. Don't let them have no conversation around here.
But you know that if Ozil was in that midfield today,
It would be a
Bojo.
completely
He
different
would
game.
have been,
He passed the
he
ball
would
to
have
Bama.
done nothing.
Bujo, please mute them, man.
He would have done nothing.
The man
Yo,
them taking the
listen,
piss out of this
listen.
thing, man.
Guys,
All right.
seriously.
So what
Arsenal,
What
else?
Arsenal
again,
needed today was a
Hey,
Ramsey.
honestly, I kind of differ. He might because you what? Them allow Arsenal to have the
Might.
ball spin what? Where's the Shaka?
What Arsenal needed today was a Ramsey.
Yeah, them
That's it.
I said the man is a playmaker. The man is, I mean, regardless of how people feel about him, he's a playmaker. And he's proven
Was
that
a
he can be
playmaker, friend. Was a playmaker, Shaka.
world-class
Was a
quality
playmaker.
Now, he hasn't done that.
Was a
I mean,
playmaker.
we are
Was a
saying
playmaker.
we're saying clear up a Turkish league.
Bujo,
But hey,
Bujo, I just
yeah, but
I just checked.
hey, all
Over
it
the
takes
last
is
5
that
years.
1 second of brilliance that you could have got the goal that you needed. And he's capable of that.
Hey, make sure you tell me how much game in play, a full game in play.
Listen to this.
Oh.
Blacks, how did it start?
No. Over the past 5 years, Arsenal has spent 443 million pounds on incoming players in the last 5 years.
80
The
million.
problem is, what have you gotten for that money?
That's it.
And such, some of the people who need to hold accountable are the people who are buying these players. Because that seems to be where some of the problem lies. It's just like Manchester United spent 800 million having won in the Premier League over that period of time too. They are the people who have to hold accountable. Because the problem is, it's not that Arsenal have spent money. I hate when the narrative goes about Arsenal having spent money and don't want to spend money. Because 443 million is a lot of money to spend over a 5-year period.
Exactly. Blacks. Hold on, 70 million
Is
of
that
that.
accurate? I don't
on
Blacks,
Partey.
that's not accurate, Blacks.
But 70 million of that is on Partey, and it was a wrong buy from the beginning, right?
And then 70 was on Pepe.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No, I made a mistake. 70 was on Pepe, and 50, I think it was like, I don't remember how much MPFA on Partey.
It was 70 on Pepe that they're paying for over 4 years. So you spend $70 million, but you're not like too much of
You're right.
70
Pepe
million
is
one
a
time.
purchase, but it's still money spent.
Yeah, but you don't look on that as, oh my God, you don't look at that as money spent one time. Money spent one time is different.
Accurate.
I got that from Transfer Market, and they generally have accurate figures.
I think it's right. Tapper, what you have to look on, brother? It's not whatever you say.
Shaka.
No matter how long you pay for the player. If you go so bang and say pay for this player, it's still money going out of the club. There's still a fee account fee, and then go tell it, yo, we spend the money, so we're not gonna buy a Wilfred Zaha anymore, right? And that's an issue. You already spent money on a player, so they now buy Zaha anymore. So you lose out on an individual who could have probably done better. You know, that's a lot of money for a player who not everybody makes your starter. That is an issue.
Arsenal issue. Pepe was one of the bright sparks of Arsenal this year. No, has he been worth $70 million? No, but I'm not gonna blame. Me not put not 1 ounce of blame. Me not put not 1 ounce of disappointment or blame and Arsenal season
You're not
on Pepe.
disappointed that he's just him or your highest.
Yeah, he's not. Him a look. Arsenal problems.
Not a showstopper every
Arsenal
week.
problems bigger than one player.
I
Arsenal
just
problem
said
bigger
that.
than
I said you
any
need a
one particular
manager.
player.
I just said you need a manager. That's the biggest problem. But he is one of the problems.
If I never for Pepe, we were the champions. We were the Europa League long time, you know. No, I thought long time.
Give him a Nike then.
No, if I never feel that brother there, we would have probably been out in the group stages. We don't know if we make it to the group stages.
$70 million, bro.
No,
That's a lot of money.
I don't think he has been worth the money over his Arsenal career. I'll be the first to say that. However,
that's a misstep in terms of the individual who they acquire talent. That it's not good enough for Arsenal.
Yeah, and believe me, my argument.
Alexis Sanchez, you go from Alexis Sanchez to Pepe. What are we doing here, right?
No, I'm not. Arsenal has declined drastic. Arsenal just. Why I can't even call them Arsenal no more. The club has declined ridiculously over the past 9 or so years. It's just honestly, if I never for people like me or you or Butcher, I think next Arsenal fan, I don't think that club would have any financial stability right now. The only reason why Arsenal is any relevant is because of the fans.
It's still a big club. It's still a big club.
Only because of the fan base and the media attraction that it brings. If it wasn't for the millions of fans that Arsenal has that idiotically just want to keep watching them, then Arsenal wouldn't be relevant at all.
And people like Buju buying kids those jersey and punishing kids.
That's the only reason why Arsenal is even a conversational topic. Because it's
a big club with
it's just declined. I don't know how we don't know how they're going to board meeting. I don't know how they go in board meetings and look at them financial. They look at their financial thing and see that it'll go down. And boy, I don't know.
Listen, going forward, there will have to be changes, right? And again, there will have to be changes because there's going to be massive outrage from the fans. So they have to. If I don't wake
up a man and say Arteta, breaking news, Arteta fired, then I don't think there's no changes.
It's not going to happen.
Season. Then go part ways with him in next season.
But one of the thing is, Arsenal.
I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening either.
Arsenal got Arteta because he was in the hot young coach. He before Arteta moved over to Arsenal, everybody was saying he was the one who was helping Pep to do all of this. He was the tactical one behind a lot of things. That was what was being said about Arteta.
Yeah.
But them never tell Muse to set up the
then,
cones.
After they left, then change the tactics. So did he send the tactics to Pep?
I don't know.
Right? It totally revamped how he plays football over there. So
again,
he's sending one to Pep and using one for Arsenal.
Brother, again, Arsenal is a huge club. Your first job not to be Arsenal if you're a manager, sir. You understand what I mean? It's just not what. You just not have enough experience in this job. I really do genuinely think that we need a manager who can work with the players them there. Emil Smith Rowe.
No, he doesn't.
Saka and individuals like Martinelli.
He definitely doesn't.
You can take them to the next level. You understand what I mean? And I look at it, and it's every time I look at it, I'm being saying,
yeah, but Trent, give me 3 managers right now. Name 3 managers that would fit the current player personnel for Arsenal to be a better player and a better club right now.
I would say
just one. Amazing. We can't get.
See, even go talk about Brendan Rodgers again. That's why he can get cut off.
There's only one manager. There's only one manager that I see. There's only one manager with me say we can use the Arsenal team and carry them back to some level of relevancy, and a Liverpool have him. That's it. I don't see nobody else that can do it apart from
Go
Klopp.
on, Shane.
Yo,
Six,
anyhow,
six,
bro.
six,
Anyhow.
six a beat with. Five
Right.
of the magic number.
Yeah, sorry about that. So you said give you a manager. I said Eric Ten Hag, where do good things with Ajax. My number one candidate I'll go after is Brendan Rodgers. But if you don't want Brendan Rodgers there, then it's funny because I don't think that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's funny because I don't think that we would have get this manager, right? But I'm looking at it again. It's Brendan Rodgers or Ten Hag from Ajax. That's the two managers that out there right now who would have definitely go for. More Brendan Rodgers than anybody.
You know, so if I was to give you a manager if I was to, no joke,
Okay.
someone who you could actually get, because you can't get Brendan Rodgers in my opinion, it would be Graham.
Or Ten Hag.
It would be Pottinger, because
Who?
so, what the coach for Brighton name?
Potter. Graham Potter is
Graham Potter.
good.
Graham Potter, because at least he's
The fans won't accept that.
Huh?
You have to get fans won't accept that. Like I could have said the Southampton manager, but again, fans wouldn't.
Yeah,
wouldn't
but he
really
already,
work.
Ralph Hasenhuttl already said that he's going to retire after Southampton, so it wouldn't make sense even. He already
That's
said
rubbish, though, right? Because managers say a lot of things, and then you put a good job in front of them and then take it. Like he's not 78, he's like 58, so he's fine.
you know,
Yeah,
so I would say Pottinger though, because obviously he can
I like Graham
use those
Potter.
players. Potter,
But
Potter.
bigger managers, yeah. But a bigger manager, again, it has to be Brendan Rodgers. And this is the thing. I've been saying this for like years now. You couldn't when they give Mikel Arteta, my whole thing was he's inexperienced and your first job not to be us now. Not when you're in at this place where you're not gonna be able to pick all our best players, them like Pep Guardiola is able to do. You know, so again, I have an idea. We see what they do.
Shane, would you bring back your old manager?
Which one manager?
The
Wenger
boss.
in.
But no, but that ship has sailed, right? That ship has sailed. In terms of, first of all, we wouldn't want to put Wenger through that sort of nonsense. And I think that he's past his best. He had, but I think he had some of the things I'm going to do. We have to give him blame for, right? So not starting out the defense, not pushing the board to sign better players, etc. You know what I mean? So he did make a lot of mistakes. You see, I always been consistent. The problem I always say is people kept saying Wenger out, and all I kept saying is, who is the better manager you go find to do better with the owners where you have and with the club as presently constituted? It's not like Arsenal was going out there and buying the best players to win Arsenal the league, right? So you had a good manager that was doing a fairly good job. And when things start going wrong, the fans may say, yeah, get him out of here. And I always say, yeah, but who do you get instead of Wenger that's going to do a better job? And now Arsenal fans are finding out. That's all.
But Shane, I'll say this though. At the time when we got rid of Wenger, there were managers out there, a lot of them. A lot. And we just
like who, Bujo?
At the time when we Lego Wenger,
who was the manager you went
bro?
Huh?
Remember, well, everybody just scream them want Allegri, Uno want Allegri, want Ancelotti. Managers was available, bro.
Ancelotti with the same kind of money what Arsenal they sell, we still let Ancelotti rip up the league, right?
Facts.
Like let's
Ancelotti's a big
no, because I said
Everton spent serious money,
Where was Brendan Rodgers at the time when we got
Celtic.
Wenger? Huh?
He was at Celtic, I think.
Okay. So we could go get him.
But the fans thought they was better than Brendan Rodgers then.
Facts. Facts. They wanted
uh,
a big name coach at the time. You're right.
Exactly. And then when I look
Right.
down on Brendan Rodgers, like, oh, this is a person we don't really rate.
Yeah, facts.
You know,
Hey, at the time when we get Henry, me did I say he prefer we get Benitez. I swear. At the time when we get Henry.
Benitez fail at Liverpool, fail at Real Madrid with a great
Failed
squad,
at
and
Real
fail
Madrid.
at Inter Bojo.
Yeah, but
Failed at
still,
Real Madrid.
but he would have been a better candidate than Henry. Me feel so.
Emery, who had just won 3 Europa League title in a row when he all got him.
Yeah, the same. Henry will reach a final with Arsenal and lose.
Yeah, but maybe Arsenal had a problem because he gone to one next final again.
You know we yeah.
Because he went to 3 Europa League final and won. So maybe Arsenal is the problem, not Emery.
All right. Enough banter. Enough banter for my club right now. Enough. Anyways, we have one
Buju,
Premier.
but you tell us how you feel because Buju, tell us how you feel because you're not really putting no real input on it.
But the game today,
About the
whole
game and going forward.
The whole situation.
Facts.
Arteta,
Yeah,
bro,
just
he's
tell us
clueless.
about your
He's
feelings
clueless.
about
He don't know what he's doing. But anyways, the game today, I watched parts of it. It was horrible. Build up, slow, static. Like we didn't have no sort of direction where it was going. It was basically play the ball with the centre back, and this me noticed too. You see when Villarreal playing out from the back, I don't know if this is the delay press system, but it was awful. That's not how you press team. It was easy for them to play through our press, which was non-existent. And when we have the ball, they were forcing us into errors. Like, what a sense. The build-up was slow. There was no transition. Like, we create nothing. Like, it was just horrible. Too much. Aubameyang make something out of nothing. And
My
the
condolences.
I guess the football gods against we because 90% of the time when a ball hit the inside of the post, it go inside. Like the ball hit the post and forward on the outside. So I guess the gods of football don't like Arsenal.
I walked away from the match feeling like, say, you know what? It's a blessing in disguise. We can use this as a blessing in disguise. We only have the league to focus on next year. Hey, we can't.
Yeah,
let's just see. I don't know what to say.
well,
something
they
else
also
more
FA Cup
and
Carabao Cup.
I just put me forget, you know.
You could
The
win
soldier
that.
on top of my topic there.
What that? Yeah. So as I say, I'm Arteta out. This he should have never gotten the job in the first place, in my opinion. But me have to support the team regardless. Because we're not gonna jump ship and say Manchester City or become some, the little next team from London where established themselves about 5-10 years ago. We're not gonna jump ship. But Arteta, this job too big for Arteta. Too big for Arteta. He should have never gotten the job in the first place.
Why next topic?
I would agree with that.
Fantasy League, no. Triple. Anyways, the game tomorrow. There's a game tomorrow. We forgot. Blacks, who will play tomorrow?
Leicester game tomorrow. Yeah, it's
Who is
Leicester.
Leicester playing tomorrow?
I don't remember who they're playing, but I know Leicester playing tomorrow. Let's see.
Newcastle.
Newcastle, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look up the fixtures and see who they're playing.
I mean,
that should be a good game.
It should.
Jiggy mic off.
That should be a
Are we
good
doing the
game.
preview?
Leicester should win that game pretty easily.
Leicester 3-1.
I mean, Leicester should win that game pretty easily. Yeah, I said 3-love.
I don't know.
3 love.
What they say, Bojo?
Newcastle might surprise them. They played horrible last week. They might want to come back.
Yeah,
It should be a routine
see
game
it.
for Leicester.
They're too inconsistent for me, man.
Leicester is at home.
Yeah,
You would
it
expect,
should be an easy
and
3
Leicester
love.
is playing for something. Newcastle is safe. You would think that it's time that they start think about the beach and IBs and all these places right now. So you would expect that Leicester would go out and handle their business.
Well,
So
they should. They should
I am
because
expecting Leicester to handle their business. And, you know, Shane keep talking about Brendan Rodgers being a great coach. You think he will have these guys motivated? Because after this game, I think Leicester doesn't have the most favorable of schedules after this game. So they actually need these 3 points more than anything else. After this game, Leicester is playing Man U, then Chelsea, and finish off with Tottenham. So these 3 points are actually pretty vital for Leicester to get. You know, really and truly, it's the easiest 3 points you're gonna get for the rest of the year.
yeah,
So
Blacks. If they wanna cement themselves in the top 4, definitely have to get 3 points tomorrow.
yeah, they're only leading. They're leading West Ham by 5 points. If they don't get that 3 points tomorrow and make it 8, they can easily. It is plausible that they lose the 3 games after that. You know, it is possible that they can lose to Man U, to Chelsea, and to Tottenham. You know, and be out of the top 4. So I think those 3 points tomorrow are important points for Leicester, and I think that's what they'll be saying, and that's what Brendan Rodgers will be saying to them. Listen, guys, you need to go out and get these 3 points, and I think they will get it.
Yeah, they should, but
Yeah, it should be routine.
interesting. But she and Shaka gone again. This thing.
Are we going through all the games?
No, Shane, so you must do that tomorrow.
Okay, all right then.
Just do the Friday game.
Okay.
We can wrap up on them and them forward back. Man, add 6 people. Well, 5 people next time. Can't do it live with more than 5. That's why I keep them off for now. If they come back, wrap up the show, you know.
You can wrap up without them, bro.
Hey, say what make the man at the comment they keep talking about it. Mr. Wesley Walton keeps saying he wants to hear about fantasy league, sir. Eh?
Stop playing fantasy. I don't know.
Huh? If you all play, well, if you want a fantasy expert, somebody who is in the top 2% worldwide, and yeah, he can talk about it. So, do you know anybody on the blog or anybody on the live who is in top 2% worldwide in fantasy? Make him talk about it then. Oh, I'm that person, you know. I am that person. So if you're wondering who that person is, I am that person.
Blacks, you have never won fantasy yet. So until you win fantasy, you
but don't worry, I am top 2% worldwide in fantasy, sir.
It don't matter.
The almost millions of people who play this thing. So what are you talking about?
Anyways, it looked like we lost Shane and Shaka for good. Yeah, so me go just hook the show. So that's the show tonight. It was a good show, even though the Arsenal get the beaten tonight. Wicked.
Deservingly.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, big up on yourself and respect for forward on the show. Is it?
Yeah, don't drink too much alcohol, Arsenal fans.
No, can't promise you that, Fred.
Right.
Yeah, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. You know, share the live, like it, tell a friend, subscribe and pass it on. It's your boy Abu just getting here representing for Sports TV, and we're out.
Yeah.